Bonita's Kitchen and thank you for joining us. What we're going to be making for you today is baked Partridgeberry pudding. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about why I'm making the baked Partridgeberry pudding today. We had a request from one of our viewers that they wanted to see a boiled Partridgeberry pudding. I have several versions of boiled puddings on Bonita's Kitchen, blueberry, raisin. So today I thought it'd be best to bring this baked pudding, but you still can boil it if you didn't want to bake it. So I'm going to start with telling you a few of our ingredients. Okay, so a regular pudding, you would have milk in it, butter, sugar, baking powder, and egg. I'm going to do a little spin on this pudding today. I'm going to be using chickpeas juice, and the fiber in this chickpeas, we don't need the chickpeas, we just need the juice. The fiber in this chickpeas resembles almost the egg white. And you can blend it. So I'm going to pour 1 cup of room temperature chickpea juice into this bowl, and what I'm going to do is start my blender and we're going to whip it till it's got foamed or little peaks. So I'm going to blend this on a high speed, so I'll turn it on and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so now I'm going to be putting 2 tablespoonfuls of sugar in there. As you can see, there's nice soft peaks there, and it almost looks like your egg white. I'll turn it on again. Okay, so that's nice. As you can see, it looks really nice. So now, you're probably saying, why am I using the chickpea juice? This is going to be replacement for the milk. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about that as we move on. I'm just going to set this to the side now and we'll start with our other ingredients. Okay, so we're going to be putting in 1/2 cup of room temperature butter and 1/4 cup of white sugar. But you could use sugar of your choice, really. I'm putting white sugar in. You could use cane sugar, you could use brown sugar. So right now we're using the white. I'm going to turn on the blender again because I want to whip this together. So you're really just going to be blending until it's all creamed, till it's creamed together. The blender don't want to stay up. Okay, that's fine. And then we're going to be putting in 2 eggs, and you're going to be mixing in 1 at a time. Okay, so now I'm going to put in the second egg. I'll show you a little bit what it looks like. I'm going to be doing 1/2 teaspoonful of vanilla, and you can mix that in through. Okay, so now I'm just going to step this to the side. We're going to sift in 2 cups of flour. You could use what flour you like. You could use white or wheat. And we're going to have a teaspoonful of baking powder. And we're going to be using about a pinch of salt. If you're using salted butter, you don't need to use salt. You can omit on that. So when I'm going to sift it, and I'll talk while I'm sifting. So when I'd say, told you a little bit about the pea juice. So basically, we're still using egg. We're just replacing the milk portion with using the whipped pea juice. I don't know if you have seen that done before. This is new to me as well. So just recently I experimented a little bit about it and it turned out moist and nice. You're going to love it when you try it. Okay, so that's all sifted together. Okay, so we're going to leave a little bit of our flour mixture just to put in with the partridge berries so that that's floured. Anytime that you put flour over your berries, it just helps from sinking it to the bottom of your baking pot so that you don't have all the berries at the bottom and none on the top. So that's what the purpose of flouring your berries are. Okay, next we're going to be blending in the chickpea juice, which is now peaks of foam. So we're going to gradually beat this into it. Just look how amazing that looks. That looks just so much texture. So I'm going to turn on my blender. We're going to continue adding our pea juice. I just got to stop for a second. I'm just going to blend it again. We're going to put the remainder of our pea juice in here. And I keep calling it pea juice, but you know what I mean. It's foamed, it's peaked, it's all texture in it. I'm going to mix it here now. Now this is what it's going to look like. It's nice and creamy. And now what we're going to do is fold in our partridgeberries. Okay, we're going to be putting in 1/2 cup of floured partridgeberries, and they're fresh. You could use frozen as well, that's fine. And we're going to just fold this into it. We're not going to beat this because we just want for it to just all incorporate to the batter. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. Now what I'm going to do is reach for my ceramic pot. And this pot has got a lid on it. I got the lid greased and I got the inside of the pot greased. Now if you don't have a ceramic pot with a lid, you could use a bundt pan, but you need to cover it with foil wrap, because what we're going to be doing now, we're going to be putting the batter into this pot. We're going to have it covered for about 1/2 hour in the oven at a 350-degree heat, and then we're going to uncover it for the remainder, which would be another 1/2 hour. So this is 1 hour baking time. Okay, so we're going to scoop all of our mixture into our ceramic bowl. Again, if you don't have a ceramic bowl with a lid, no worries. You can use, like you said, a round pan. That's a deep round pan, and then put foil wrap over the top, just as long as you got it covered to lock in the heat, and let it steam a little bit first, because this is kind of a spin on a steamed pudding, but it's baked. Okay, so I'm just going to smooth it out a little bit there. Tastes absolutely delicious. One would think that I put a lot of sugar in there, 1/4 cup of sugar plus the 2 tablespoonfuls when I was whipping the chickpea juice. Partridgeberries are very tart, so you want that little bit of sugar in there, but I just tested it then and it's not sweet at all. It's just perfect texture. I got some fresh partridgeberries there. I'm just going to put a few over the top. You don't necessarily have to do this, but I just, when it comes out, I want to see those berries sitting right at the top of this dish, and it's going to look something like this. So I'm going to put it in the oven now at a 350-degree heat for 1 hour, 1/2 hour covered, and the other 1/2 hour uncovered. Okay, I'm just going to put the lid on it here. So meet me back here in an hour and we'll check our pudding. Okay, I just took our partridgeberry pudding out of the oven, so now let's dump it out into a plate and see what it looks like. Okay, so remember that it was 1/2 hour with the cover on and 1/2 hour with it off, just to continue baking. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to attempt to flip my pudding out of this container without landing on the floor. And then we'll see what it looks like on the inside. It's just, the pot is so heavy, and then the glass bottom. Okay, so let's see what it looks like. And be very careful doing this, guys, because the steam coming from this, oh no, that is nice, is very hot as well. So now I'm just going to put this to the side, and we're going to cut a piece off. Okay, I'm going to cut a nice piece from this partridgeberry pudding, baked partridgeberry pudding, and part of it is steamed. You can have it hot or cold. Of course, this is what it looks like on the inside, and I'm going to flip this around so as you can see the inside of the pudding. Okay, so I'm going to have a dollop of cream on the top and a little bit off to the side, because I like to have a little bit to dip it in. then I'm going to put just a little drizzle, just for look, of our juice, and a few more partridgeberries around the side, and a few on the floor too, because I'm pretty messy with that. So this is what our baked partridgeberry pudding looks like. The simple syrup that I'm using for drizzling is the partridgeberry jam, and just condensed down to make a liquid. This looks absolutely delicious. I'm going to have a taste, and it smells amazing in here as well. Okay, so this ends our program for baked partridgeberry pudding, and I also want to let you know that if you want to boil it in your pot, this is the bag that you would use, is a cotton bag, and I do have episodes on Bonita's Kitchen showing you how to do that. So this is a spin on that version, but it's baked instead, and baked with, of course, lots of fiber from the chickpeas, and I will post this recipe on the Facebook page. Okay, so remember that if you don't want to use the chickpeas juice in your pudding, you could substitute it with cream. Again, you guys, thank you for joining me for Bonita's Kitchen today. This episode was asked by one of our viewers again, and thank you for sending in that. Please, if anyone else got anything they would like for me to make that's traditional Newfoundland recipe, please send it to me at Bonita's Kitchen. And when you're in on the YouTube video, if you want to subscribe to Bonita's Kitchen, please do so. Up at the right hand corner, click on subscribe, and it'll follow you along with what you would do there. And thank you once again for joining me for Bonita's Kitchen, and you have a wonderful day.